10, 10, 10, 10 dance off. What? Hey guys, it's your girl Ayesha, and I am dishing up your Strictly Sliced, and I know that you know that I am vexed about that dance off. I know that you know that I have got Ashley's back. I'm sorry. How are you going to be getting 4 10s and still ending up in a dance off? I'm not even going to get into it right now. And I know that I've been saying that a lot recently, but it's because you keep on putting her in there and she should not be in there. Okay, let me just calm down. So anyway, those of you who are new to my channel, hello and welcome. This is Ayesha's Strictly Sliced. I like to review the Strictly Come Dancing shows every week because it's one of my favorite shows ever. And also I like to have someone to talk to about it because let's face it, my husband just doesn't really care. So I need to have somebody to just get things off my chest with. And I've chosen you. As always, I love it when you guys get involved with the discussion, so please do jot down below who is your favourite, who is your least favourite, who was your best dressed, all of that. I want to know it all. I also want to say a massive thank you to all of you who keep on returning each week. I'm starting to get to know you all by name now, and I really do love seeing you here, so thank you! Right, so we will deal with dance-off isms and schisms later, but first and foremost, let's talk about everybody in order, because seeing as there's only 5 people, it just makes it easier. Stacey smashed it. That Charleston was so damn good. She had the characterization down to a T. Her moves were on point. Her swivels were very good. I adored her outfit. I loved her facial expressions. I loved Kevin's as well in particular. Like, he was just giving it his everything. I cannot stress how happy I am that they are in the final. I mean, Kevin has been there 4 times already now. Like, surely it's his time now. Surely it's his time. I think if he and Stacey were to win, they would definitely deserve it because they have worked hard and I've seen so much improvement in her from day one. But yeah, out of the 2 dances, the Charleston was definitely my favorite. Judges' scores were 9, 10, 10, 10. I gave it a 10 because it was just the perfect way to kick off a show. Those lifts were fantastic. She gave it her all and she just put everybody in a fantastic mood. And now let's just talk about that Viennese waltz. Oh my goodness. Like, just how dreamy was that? It was the sweetest thing. What I'm really loving is just seeing like this amazing chemistry between these two. Like, I don't even know, like, is Stacey single? Is Kevin single? I have no idea about their love life, but those two, they actually really do suit. Not that I'm trying to stir things, but I'm just saying what I'm seeing. I was seeing chemistry and I was totally buying whatever it was that they were selling. I really enjoyed all of her pivots across the floor. Like, she must have done about, I don't know, 87 all in one go. At least that's what it looked like to me. But it was just seamless. It was beautiful. She didn't appear to get dizzy. You know, she just kept it all in just perfect time and she looked absolutely stunning. And there was a moment where they sort of stopped and they were very close to each other and she kind of giggled and I was like, oh, that's just so sweet. Like, this is what you want to see. You want to see their sort of like natural reaction to things, and that was just a really sweet moment for me. Judges' scores for that were 8. I was surprised with the 8, to be honest. 8, 9, 10, 9. I gave it a 9 because I thought it was absolutely beautiful. Now, from one Viennese waltz to another, can we just talk about Joe and Diane though? Oh my goodness. All the feels. All the feels. I don't know where that 6 came from because for me personally, I was just so drawn in by that chemistry. I don't know whether they've admitted that they're dating or what, because like I don't really keep up with all of the tabloids. Like, I have no idea. But something is going on as far as I'm concerned, because you can't fake that. I fully believe that. Right there at the end where he like put his hand on the back of her hair and lifted up her chin like that, and then they were just gazing into each other's eyes and then their noses touched. Ah! God, I fully thought they were going to just go, sod it, let's just snog right here and now. Lovey-doveyness aside, I thought that it was so beautifully danced. I do get what they mean about the rise and fall though, because watching Kevin's and Joe's side by side, I do see what they mean. I think Joe did have a fair bit more rise and fall than Kevin did, because I know some people were saying, oh, well, Kevin did rise and fall as well, and how come he didn't get marked down for it, blah, 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 blah. But it wasn't quite to the same level. And there were moments where because he was given so much rise and fall, it did kind of look a little bit I know that's the wrong rhythm, but you know what I mean. Like it just looked a little bit slightly clipped. Like that's kind of what I got from it, just watching it a second time around. However, I still don't think it deserved a 6, and I think that it was really, really beautifully danced. So judges gave it 6, 8, 7, 8. I also gave it an 8 because, like, let's just face it, there was a dry eye in the house. It was really, really lovely. Onto their Argentine tango now. Now this one, it was all right. It wasn't my favorite from them, but you know, in fact, I think that the Viennese waltz might be my favorite one from them, to be fair, because it was just beautiful. But anyway, yeah, Argentine tango. I felt that like it was good, but he needed to be a bit more aggressive with her. You know, there needed to be some tension, I suppose, is what I'm looking for. Just coming from him, a bit more like assertiveness, maybe. Just be a man. You know, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to see more of that sort of force coming from him, just to sort of help drive the dance more. But that being said, it wasn't bad. I gave it a 7. Judges' scores for that one were 6, 8, 8, 8. Craig was really like dishing out the 6s. On to Ashley and Pasha with their Paso Doble. Girl, that was fierce. Fierce beyond belief. I loved her hair. I loved her makeup. Her dress was awesome. The girl knows how to work a skirt. Okay, we've seen the skirtography in the jive. You know, like she knows how to work it. Hello, darling. What are you doing with that? Who's that?
Mini-me Thomas.
Mini-me Thomas. Come and say hello. Come and say hello. Mummy's doing a video. And come and say hi. What's all this fluff in your hair? Have you been putting your head on the floor again? You've got fluff in your hair. Say hello.
Hello.
These are all of the Strictly Come Dancing fans. Do you like Strictly Come Dancing? Hmm?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
How does the theme tune go? Do you remember? What's the Strictly Come Dancing theme?
Da, 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 da.
You remember? I didn't think you were going to remember that. You're so sweet. Oh, bless you. You're going to say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
I genuinely can't believe that he actually remembered the theme tune. I am very proud of my son. Anyway, back to the show. So, yeah, I thought that the Paso was absolutely fantastic. You know, I mean, we expect no less from Ashley and Pasha. It was a shame about that teeny tiny little stumble at the end, but that was more Pasha's fault. What did you say, Riley? Yes, Trackmaster and the Flying Scotsman. This is going to take me a while to get through today. Judges' scores for that were 9s all across the board. I gave it an 8, and now I feel bad because they all gave it 9s and I gave it an 8. But you know what? It is what it is. It was fantastic, but it wasn't my favourite from them. So hence why I gave it an 8. But she looked great. Now, let's talk about that American Smooth. Can we just? The lifts were amazing. The moves were amazing. Her dance execution was amazing. Pasha was amazing. Their hands were amazing. I don't know why, but I get obsessed with watching the dancers' hands, and like Pasha just has the most perfect hands. I could just watch them all day. Everything about it was so good. Their outfits, I loved. Obviously, you know I'm gonna love it because I love my pastels, but she looked absolutely adorable. She danced on top of a car, for goodness sake. Like, what's not to love? Obviously, she's gonna get all 10s for that because it was fabulous. It was so damn good. So why the hell was she in the dance-off? See, this is where I get annoyed, right? Because Strictly is no longer a dance competition. It's a popularity contest, okay? You can already see it in the YouTube clips that get put up, right? That when you look at the amount of views that say Faye has, it'll be like 29,000. And then you look at the amount of views that Joe has, and it's like 256,000 or something ridiculous. If they're all going to be voting for him, and especially because the final, I'm pretty sure they said that it's purely down to the audience. it's a pretty clear-cut case who's going to win. And in my opinion, that's just not fair. Like, you've got to judge it on who's dancing the best. Ashley did not deserve to be put in the dance-off at all. She hasn't deserved to be there any of the times that she's been put there. She hasn't deserved it. And yet still, just because she's American or she's had previous dance experience or whatever, the public just don't seem to like her. Like, I don't think that's fair. Not at all. And the thing is as well, is that you could really tell that she was so deflated, because even though she did the dance off, and personally I think they danced it even better, because there was that one lift that when he put her up like behind his neck sort of thing and kind of like swung her around, the first time round there was a slight jolt in it, but the second time round it went perfectly smooth. So they danced it better the second time round anyway. But you could tell that afterwards, even though she got through, she was deflated, you know, that she had to fight for that place again, but she shouldn't have had to. What it should be is whoever is in the bottom two, you are in the dance-off. End of story. Because otherwise, like, the judges, their opinion doesn't even really seem to matter, because even if they score them really, really low, the audience can just easily just boost them back up anyway, just by voting for them. So, I don't know. I think that next year they need to kind of like rework that system, because I don't think that it's fair. Like, you can't be hating on the girl just because she's born in a different country and because she used to booty pop with the Pussycat Dolls. Like, that's no reason to be hating on somebody. The girl can dance. Stop dashing her in the dance off, because there's no need for it. Rant over! Next, we come to Lauren and AJ with their gorgeous looking tango. Now, I will say this, Lauren is very good at acting with a very stern face. Was it her paso that she did where she was the sort of, the evil queen? I think it was a paso. And but her face, she's so good at staying in that kind of stern character. So I was very, very impressed with that. I thought they had some really good moves. I did like it. Loved AJ's shirt. Like, I thought that the crystals on it were absolutely stunning. But what I did find, and Bruno picked up on this as well, was as soon as they got out of hold, if she had to walk, she looked like she was just going down to Iceland to go and buy some potatoes. Like, she wasn't staying in character once she was away from him. So I'm glad I wasn't the only person who noticed that, because as soon as Bruno said it, I was like, yes, I totally agree. And I'd already written it down in my notes. But the footwork, I was very, very impressed. You know, there was a lot of leg action going on that I was very, very impressed with. So I thought that she did pretty well. Judges' scores for it were 7, 8, 8, 8. I also gave it a 7. I thought that it was pretty good, but like, I would have liked to have seen her do that again, because I think that there could have been some improvements made. And then we come to the samba. Girl, this wasn't your dance. Bless her heart. I did feel sorry for her. Like, not only was there, you know, mistakes by going on the wrong foot, but like, she just full-blown stopped for a second and tried to, you know, get her feet back to where they were supposed to be, and it just wasn't working, and it just happened too many times. So yeah, it was a no from me. That was my least favorite dance of the evening, actually. And it's such a shame, because I feel like the samba has got this stigma around it, like, oh, it's like, you know, the hardest dance, and, you know, it's so difficult to master, which, you know, it is true. It is hard, especially if you don't naturally have that kind of rhythm. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, her hips were just not moving enough, and you need to have that sort of natural flow, that natural figure 8 rotation going on. I know you can't see my hips, so I'm trying to like overcompensate by like moving my chest a lot, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you need to have that sort of fluidity when you're doing a samba, and if it's not natural to you, then it's going to be very hard to learn in like 4 days. So like, I don't want to be too harsh on her, but everybody could see that this just was not her dance, bless her. Judges' scores were 5, 6, 6, 6. I also gave it a 5. It's a shame, because I really wanted her to do well in that, but yeah, you can't win them all. So it is really, really sad that they've gone. I really liked seeing them together as a pair, and, you know, I think that AJ did very, very well, you know, like, to be able to adapt those routines to her to such a level that you completely forgot that she only had one arm. Like, it was never an issue. And what I really like is that she got that far, because if anything, it just proved that there's no excuse. Whether you have, you know, all of your limbs or not, you can still dance if you want to, and she absolutely proved that. So kudos to her for like coming on the show and absolutely smashing it. A lot of that is down to her competitive spirit though, most definitely. Like, she was not going to be giving up. I will say that there were opportunities where she should have been in the dance off, but she, you know, managed to escape due to the public vote. But regardless, every dance that she's done, she has, you know, given it her all, bless her. But yeah, the Latin ones just weren't really in her favor. And now for the dance that I have watched possibly 38 times. Oh my goodness, I loved Faye's samba. When my baby smiles at me, I go to Rio de Janeiro. That is such a tune. I was living for it. So let's just first of all talk about her costume. It was bright, it was colourful, it was jazzy, it was, you know, that was lovely. And it really showed off her legs. She has great legs, okay? So I was very, very impressed with her leg action. However, not as bad as Lauren, but I do feel that there was some hip action missing there, and I would have loved to have seen her really get down and sort of have a bit more rotation in there. That being said, she executed the moves pretty much perfectly. Her samba rolls were absolutely gorgeous, and I loved Giovanni in this as well. Like, you can see he was absolutely living for this dance. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've watched it so many times. In my opinion, it was just an amazing dance, so I gave it a 9. She only lost a point from me just because I wanted to see a little bit more hip action, but that's me just being ridiculously picky. But yeah, I thought it was great. The judges also gave it 999, and Bruno, because he's extra, gave it a 10. But do you know what? Like, I'm not even mad. Like, the girl deserves it. She worked so hard, and, you know, the samba, it's not easy, but I think that she conquered it. As for the Argentine tango, girl, she shut the place down. I was literally speechless, like, the whole way through. I was just like, I was loving it. The dress, oh my God, the dress. Can we have a moment's silence for the dress? Seriously, like, her leg action was just on point. I was loving it. People online needed to stop comparing her to Debbie though, because she's not Debbie. Like, Debbie was, what was that? Was that last year or the year before? I think it was last year. Whatever it was, right? Debbie and Giovanni's dance, yes, it will always go down in history. We know that. But it's not about comparing the two of them. Just judge Faye on Faye. Like, Faye's not trying to be Debbie. Debbie's not trying to be Faye. So just judge them for who they are. And I think that she did a fantastic routine. It was a straight up 10 for me. No questions about it. It was amazing. And the judges agreed. Craig gave it a 9 and the rest of them all gave it 10s because she shut the place down. Simple as that. No questions asked. It was fantastic. Faye's musicality was just impeccable, and also the passion between her and Giovanni, I really felt it that time. Like, there's been times where that's kind of missing, but in that dance I absolutely felt it. Totally bought it. She absolutely slayed it. Slay, Toza smashed it, and totally deserves to be in the final 100%. So now we come to best dress. Now, seeing as there were double dances, I feel that it's okay for me to do double best dressed. But they're actually both in the same half. So I decided to award them to Ashley for her absolutely stunning pale blue and pale pink rhinestone dress. I thought it was the most adorable looking thing, and I couldn't take my eyes off her. And I love the way that the skirt moved. It was very free flowing, and, you know, it just went perfectly with all of the moves that she was doing. She looked adorable in it, and I really wanted to have it for myself. So yeah, she gets best dressed. And also Faye, because let's just face it, she was just like, oh my God, it was like the dress was just like sculpted to her. Like, oh my God, she just looked absolutely stunning. The crystals and the beautiful deep purple, and it went so well with like her skin shade as well. It went perfectly, and it was also credit to her for doing all those little kicks and flicks and all the rest of it in that dress, because that was risky. Like, I'm not quite sure if the wardrobe department thought that through, because that was really, really risky. But Faye, she is a pro. She knows what she's doing, and she absolutely sold it. So yeah, I was blown away by both of those outfits. So they get best dressed from me. So there you have it, my darlings. That is the end of your Strictly Slice. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss another video. Let me know in the comment section down below, who was your favorite? Who was your least favorite? Who was your best dressed? Sod it, who was your worst dressed? And also let me know who you think is going to win in the final next week. I'm so excited. I can't wait. In terms of who I think should win, probably Ashley, based on how amazing that her dancing is. However, for Journey, for me, it's Stacey. I'm worried that Joe will win purely on the fan base. If so, I won't be too happy about that, gotta be honest. But hey, we will see. I'll be happy if any of them win, apart from Joe. No shade on Joe, he's a nice kid, but it's the whole fan base thing. Like, it just annoys me a little bit. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section down below. Take care, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.